Good afternoon. Acting Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury, Mr. Joseph Cheng. Distinguished guests, media friends, ladies and gentlemen, and all our guests joining us online. Welcome to the MPF Symposium 2023. I'm Diana. It is my pleasure to be your MC today. This year is the 25th year since the establishment of the MPFA. We now would like to show you a short video featuring our 25th anniversary. Please enjoy.
歡迎出席今日積金局成立25週年嘅慶祝聚會。
積金局喺近年咧，唔同範疇嘅工作咧都增加咗嘅，主要嘅目標咧都係希望為香港嘅打工仔女將強積金做得越嚟越好。
而家我哋請財政司司長為我哋致辭。
特區政府非常之重視退休保障相關嘅工作。強積金係一個好重要嘅一個支柱，通過同業界、同積金局、同勞福局大家緊密溝通去合作咧，希望能夠更加服務好市民。積金局25週年，百尺竿頭，更進一步。
過去嗰25年咧，我可以話咧就都經歷咗好多挑戰啦，亦都有大大小小嘅風浪啦。咁去到今時今日咧，我哋嘅工作範圍擴大咗啦，全面咗啦，多元化咗啦，亦都政府要交咗個積金易平台俾我哋做啦。我哋努力不懈，見關過關。
而家我哋會進行一個簡單而隆重嘅切蛋糕同祝壽儀式。
祝積金局百尺竿頭，更進一步。
希望積金局秉持初心，繼續守護廣大市民嘅退休儲蓄。
積金局25週年快樂！祝積金局回報年年創新高。
希望積金局繼續優化香港退休金制度，推陳出新，造福香港社會。
過去25年，積金局都為香港嘅繁榮安定同埋我哋打工仔嘅退休保障作出咗重要嘅貢獻。MPFA Happy Anniversary！
積金局25週年快樂！
越做越好，
繼續努力成為市民嘅生活嘅一部分，資產節節上升。
積金局25週年快樂！
積金局25週年快樂！
MPFA Happy Anniversary！
Hope you have enjoyed the video and appreciated the MPFA's dedication and commitment in building a better and better MPF system. Our efforts are continued, just as the theme of our symposium today: embrace, enrich, evolve, the future of MPF tech. If you would like to look at a rundown of today's program and the speakers' biographies, please feel free to scan the QR code on the back of your name badge. We will also have Q&A sections throughout the symposium. Guests who are here in person can raise questions by scanning the QR code for today's program, then clicking the QA button on the top right corner. This will open an online form for you to write down your questions. If you are joining us online, please use the chat function in Zoom. Now, without further ado, let's put our hands together and welcome Mrs. Ayesha Macpherson, Chairman of the MPFA, to deliver her opening address. Mrs. Lau, please.
Good afternoon. Welcome to the MPF Symposium. It's a pleasure to see all of you here today. Now, the Collins Dictionary Word of the Year represents the most important word in the public domain during the year. Guess, what do you think is the word of the year for 2023? No, it's not interest as in interest rate. Although I think many in the financial industry might have voted for it. Nope, close, but no. It's actually AI, artificial intelligence. And guess what is the most popular search in the past year on Wikipedia? David? Yes, ChatGPT. We didn't talk about it beforehand, right? This is all very spontaneous, yes. Right, AI has really become part of our everyday lives. There will be very little that AI cannot do or do well eventually, except for maybe human emotions. I tell my husband, baby, don't worry, ChatGPT will never be able to beat you in the art of sweet talking. But I think you all agree, right? Seriously, AI is now everywhere, changing the way we live, work, and play. This is why we have chosen as the theme of today's symposium, the future of MPF tech. Now, Fintech has been driving innovation like never before, and the financial industry is in the forefront of this wave. MPF industry, no exception. Our eMPF platform project is a major initiative in the Smart City Hong Kong blueprint and a game changer for the industry. I'm very happy to say that it is now at its final stage of development. This will be a groundbreaking platform that reaches out to 4.5 million, sorry, 4.7 should be, it's increased, right? 4.7 million scheme members and over 340,000 employers. With its launch, everyone will be able to manage the MPF across different schemes on a single platform, anytime, any place. Say goodbye to boundaries and hello to MPF management without borders. Now that's the power of technology. But every coin has two sides. With greater technology comes greater responsibility. We can't ignore the increasing cybersecurity risks. We have witnessed some serious cyber incidents recently in Hong Kong. Wake-up calls to all of us. Now, we all want to have robust cybersecurity measures to safeguard against malicious attacks. But striking the right balance between technology and data protection can be challenging. So today, we have an excellent opportunity to discuss these important issues, to listen to expert views from our panel of distinguished speakers, and to explore a way towards a future when we can fully benefit from technology while minimizing risks. And as we make progress with technology and innovation, we mustn't leave anyone behind. Everyone should benefit, regardless of age or background. This is why my colleagues at the MPFA and at the eMPF platform company are preparing for comprehensive public engagement programs to promote the eMPF platform. And when we start onboarding in the second quarter of next year, we will have different ways to help users. Service centers, hotlines, help desk, our AI chatbot, outreach teams, and we will also have dedicated support services for people with special needs. The arrival of this powerful digital tool is just around the corner, but we won't stop there, no. Our mission to promote financial literacy and empower our scheme members to make informed decisions about their retirement investments. We are determined to continue working closely with the industry and other stakeholders to make sure that the MPF system stays inclusive, transparent, user-friendly, and above all, fit for purpose. Finally, I want to thank the MPF industry, our trustees in particular, for your support in the development of the MPF system, especially for your contributions to the eMPF platform project. We could not have done this project without you. We are very grateful. The MPF tech journey has just begun. Let us continue on this exciting new journey. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Lau. Please be seated. Today, we are very honored to have our guest of honor joining us here. Ladies and gentlemen, let's put our hands together and welcome Mr. Joseph Cheng, Acting Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury, to deliver his keynote speech. Mr. Cheng, please.
Ayesha, Yan-chee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my great pleasure to address you for the MPF Symposium 2023. This is a great platform where industry leaders gathered to exchange views on this symposium's theme, the future of MPF tech. With the continuous effort of both the government and the community over the past years with MPFA together, our MPF system maintains a steady progress and growth. There are over 4.7 million scheme members in the MPF system, involving over 11 million accounts, 404 constituent funds, and 24 schemes managed by 12 trustees, and some 80 billion Hong Kong dollars contributions each year. Besides, the total MPF assets amounted to around 1,088 billion Hong Kong dollars. 43% of the assets were invested in equity funds and 34% in mixed asset funds. The net annualized internal rate of return since 2000 was 2.2%, higher than the inflation rate over the same period of 1.8%. Under a challenging economic environment and a highly volatile market, the MPF system recorded a negative return of 5.9% in the financial year of 2022-23. Nonetheless, we must not lose sight of the design and objective of the MPF as a long-term savings and investment scheme in the overall framework of retirement protection. We should focus on the long-term investment returns rather than investment performance in individual years or short-term market fluctuations. Indeed, the MPF system has recorded positive return in 14 years since its inception in year 2000. Driven by the compounding effect and dollar cost averaging principles, the cost price of purchasing fund units will be evened out, mitigating the impact of short-term market fluctuations on long-term investment returns. A financially secured retirement is probably everyone's ultimate goal after having worked diligently for almost half of their life. To enhance retirement savings of employees, driving fee reductions has always been one of the top priorities under the MPF system. We launched the Fee Control Default Investment Strategy DIS back in 2017 with the feature of automatic de-risking, aiming to reduce the investment risks faced by members when they are approaching retirement age and suiting for long-term retirement savings investments. Looking into the development of DIS, around 28% of MPF accounts have chosen DIS funds as at the end of September this year. Over the years, the average fund expense ratio, FER, which reflects the level of MPF charges, has dropped by around 36% from 2.1% in year 2007 to a new low of only 1.35% at the end of September this year. In addition, 30% of MPF constituent funds are now charging an FER of less than 1%. We believe DIS has a positive effect in bringing down fees of other MPF funds. In addition, enhancement has been made on increasing the transparency of fees and costs of the MPF system to enable easy comparison by scheme members and increase market competition. The government and MPFA endeavor to improve the adequacy of the MPF system by diversifying MPF investments. Several measures on risk diversification and investment optimization have been carried out in recent years. For instance, as earlier in 2012, we launched the Employee Choice Arrangement, commonly known as MPF's semi-portability, with a view to giving employees more autonomy in handling their MPF investment. In 2020, we included the Shanghai and Shenzhen stock exchanges in the list of approved stock exchanges to facilitate MPF investment in China A shares. In June last year, we added the Central People's Government's Central Bank and the 3 mainland policy banks in the list of exempt authority to facilitate MPF investment in sovereign bonds and enhance investment rules. And in November last year, we refined the approval criteria for new constituent funds to enhance requirements for coverage and diversification in relation to the existing range of constituent funds, and to encourage investment in single country equity funds and specialty funds, such as ESG-themed funds or sector funds. As announced in the 2023-24 budget by the Financial Secretary, there are further initiatives in the pipeline to meet the growing aspiration for stable MPF funds. As an initial step, a certain proportion of the future issuances of government green bonds and infrastructure bonds will be earmarked for priority investment by MPF funds, thereby providing scheme members an additional investment option. The Hong Kong Monetary Authority and the MPFA are also looking into the establishment of an MPF fund with stable return at low cost. With the constant reviews and reform measures, we will continue to collaborate closely with stakeholders to promote market competition and the MPF industry, drive down fees, improve MPF investment choices and returns, and strengthen the scheme member selection and management of their own retirement benefits. Today's theme is the future of MPF tech. Indeed, enhancement on technology is our key strategy, echoing with the global trend and our expectation in boosting efficiency. As Ayesha mentioned earlier, MPFA is pressing ahead with the development of the eMPF platform, a centralized and integrated electronic platform to standardize, streamline, and automate the administration processes of MPF schemes, thereby enhancing and revamping operational efficiency of the MPF system, reducing administrative costs for millions of scheme members, and improving user experience. We expect that the average MPF administration fee will reduce by around 30% during the first 2 years of operation of the eMPF platform, and will continue to drop steadily thereafter, with a view to achieving total cumulative cost savings of 30 to 40 billion Hong Kong dollars for scheme members during the first 10 years of operation of the eMPF platform. A drastic reduction in administrative burden that the industry could then redeploy its resources to other value-adding areas, such as optimizing investment management and retirement planning services for the benefit of scheme members. At the viewpoint of user experience, the eMPF platform will serve as a one-stop shop for performing various MPF administration functions, ranging from accessing account details, switching funds, consolidating accounts, withdrawing MPF benefits, and comparing in performance and expense of different MPF funds, etc. Paving the way for future reforms and evolution of the MPF system, we believe that with more accessible information, the eMPF platform further connects employers, employees, and MPF intermediaries and drives healthy competition amongst MPF trustees in benefiting scheme members, as well as enhancing user experience and driving greater efficiency. With the phased implementation of the eMPF platform, scheme members could manage their MPF accounts with greater convenience on a real-time, secure, and paperless basis. As pledged in the Chief Executive 2023 Policy Address, we target to commence phased onboarding of MPF trustees to the platform in early 2024 and achieve full implementation in 2025. Ladies and gentlemen, The government and the MPFA will continue to develop and improve our MPF system for the retirement benefits of Hong Kong's working population. Throughout the process, we will continue to work closely with you all, market participants, and industry stakeholders. On this note, I would like to thank all of you for your staunch support and ongoing contribution to Hong Kong's future. I wish to express my gratitude to MPFA for organizing today's symposium. I wish you all the best of health in the year to come. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng. Please remain on stage. We actually have received a number of questions from our audience, but due to limited time, I have picked two for you. The first one, how will the government support the development of talent and skills in the fintech sector to ensure a sustainable and thriving ecosystem? Mr. Cheng, over to you, please.
Thank you. Of course, the development of fintech is crucial to the future success of Hong Kong as an international financial center. We have applied a multi-pronged approach in terms of grooming talents locally and also attracting talents from other places as well, such as fintech professionals is actually on our talent list, meaning that fintech professionals from other locations could enjoy facilitation for immigrations into Hong Kong. We've also launched different schemes locally to promote training as well, such as we launched the Greater Bay Area FinTech two-way internship scheme for post-secondary students at the end of October this year to further nurture fintech talents and to help students acquire practical work experience in fintech companies in Hong Kong and the mainland cities of the Greater Bay Area. In fact, the first batch of students is expected to commence internships by the end of this year, the earliest. The scheme will provide more than 150 internship positions in Hong Kong and the mainland cities of the Greater Bay Area, covering fintech companies of different segments in Hong Kong and the mainland, including virtual banks, virtual insurers, RegTech, WealthTech, CreditTech, Payment Tech, etc. More than 30 fintech companies will participate in this scheme. Apart from providing internship experience for students, of course, we also want to ensure the existing market practitioners also got support in terms of fintech training. The first batch of fintech professional qualification recognized under the qualification framework, QF, for banking practitioners was rolled out in 2022, last year. We have at the same time launched the pilot scheme on training subsidy for fintech practitioners to provide practitioners having attained such qualification with reimbursement of 80% of the tuition fees, subject to a ceiling of 25,000 Hong Kong dollars, with around 1,500 places to be offered, thereby promoting professional development of fintech talents and expanding our talent pool accordingly. So far, a total of 300 banking practitioners have enrolled the relevant fintech QF training courses. We also commenced a consultancy study in the end of March this year to develop fintech qualification framework for the insurance and security sectors as well. So on an ongoing basis, be that nurturing the local students, local professionals, and attracting talents from other places, we continue to adopt a multi-pronged approach to ensure we have sufficient talents to support our fintech development in Hong Kong.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng. Here's the last question. How will the government strike a balance between fostering innovation in the virtual asset and Web 3.0 sector and maintaining financial stability and consumer protection? Mr. Cheng, over to you, please.
Thank you. Well, indeed, this question itself is already pointing out our, I would say, our policy objective in a way that we need to strike the balance to ensure, on one hand, investor protections is ensured, financial stability is secured, but at the same time, a business-friendly environment for the fintech sector or the Web 3.0 sector to flourish in Hong Kong as well. The government, the SFC Security Futures Commission, together with other regulators, are committed to ensuring the protection of investor interests and market confidence, while at the same time fostering a business-friendly environment that facilitates the sustainable and responsible development of Hong Kong's Web3 ecosystem through properly regulated service providers. So adhering to the same business, same risk, same rules principle, the government and the regulator will regularly review our regulatory regime in Hong Kong and consider timely measures in light of new market developments. I think as all of you are aware, we commenced the regulatory regime for the virtual asset trading platforms commenced in June this year. And in view of the recent development of the markets and certain concern over fraud cases, we will consider new measures such as including regulations of virtual asset related businesses other than the virtual asset trading platforms. Meanwhile, the government and the SFC are working closely to strengthen information release and investor protection so that the public can stay vigilant against any suspicious activities more efficiently. Aside the virtual asset trading business, in fact, the Web3 segment is more than just virtual asset trading activities. So, for example, on stablecoin, the Financial Services and Treasury Bureau and the Hong Kong Monetary Authority will conduct a public consultation on the proposed regulatory regime for stablecoin issuers. The proposed regime includes various investor protection elements, such as asset segregation and stabilization requirements. And let's say for tokenization, in fact, in order to enhance clarity for the market, SFC issued a circular just last month on intermediaries engaging in tokenized securities-related activities, and a circular on tokenization of SFC authorized investment products to shed light on the regulatory expectation from an investor protection perspective. So you'll see that we will continue to adopt this approach to ensure the business can prosper in a responsible but also sustainable manner.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng. Please remain on stage and proceed to the middle of the stage as we are going to have a good photo right now. Now, may I also invite Mrs. Ayesha Macpherson, Chairman of the MPFA, and Mr. Yan-chee, Managing Director of the MPFA, to join Mr. Cheng on stage for the group photo. Thank you. Please remain on stage. And now, I would like to invite other speakers to come on stage for another group photo. Let's welcome Engineer Tony Wong, Government Chief Information Officer. And next, may I invite Ms. Ada Chung, Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data. Mr. Alex Chan, General Manager of Digital Transformation Division of the Hong Kong Productivity Council. Mr. Alvin Zhang, Chief Executive Officer of YF Life Trustees Limited. Mr. Thomas Tam, Chief Executive Director of China Life Trustees Limited. Ms. Senna Lau, Executive Director of Bank of Communications Trustee Limited. Ms. Cynthia Hui, Chief Operating Officer and Executive Director of the MPFA. And last, we have Mr. Eric Lui, Chief Executive Officer of the eMPF Platform Company Limited. Everyone, please look at the photographers for a group photo. Thank you very much. Please be seated. Thank you very much for our guests and speakers for joining us here today. I believe we are going to learn a lot of insights from them. And now, to kick off the first part of our symposium, we are very honored to have Engineer Tony Wong, Government Chief Information Officer, who will discuss the topic, Smart City, powered by artificial intelligence in Hong Kong. Let's welcome Engineer Wong.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, distinguished guests. It is my great pleasure to speak at the MPF Symposium 2023 on how artificial intelligence is driving Hong Kong's smart city development. And I wish to take this opportunity to share with you some government's latest initiatives in innovation and technologies development, especially on AI. Last December, the government promulgated the Hong Kong INT Development Blueprint to dovetail with the National 14th Five-Year Plan with the aims of developing Hong Kong into an international INT center. Under the 4 broad development directions, the blueprint sets out 8 major strategies, with a total of 42 recommendations focusing on 16 objectives. This October, the Chief Executive announced in his policy address the government's upcoming plan for adopting AI and other advanced technology in over 100 digital government initiatives. Some of these initiatives include using big data, AI, and other technological advanced improvements on risk assessment capabilities, on meteorological forecasts and alerts, floodings and landslide hazards, employing AI to enhance securities in public cargo areas, developing smart search and rescue applications, enhancing our 1823 inquiry surveys through AI chatbot, and adopting AI in our daily estate management. The policy address also unveiled government's plans to establish an AI supercomputing center and a new Inno-Hong Kong R&D Center on generative AI, which I will cover in the coming slides. Adequate computing resources is one of the prerequisites to promote advanced R&D and development of AI industry in Hong Kong. The Cyberport will establish an AI supercomputing center in phases starting next year. The proposed center will serve as a major technological infrastructure to provide AI computing services to local universities, research institutes, government departments, and industry sectors, with a view to strengthening the local R&D capabilities, advancing AI-related industry ecosystems, and accelerating the development of the AI industry and related R&Ds in Hong Kong. Meanwhile, the government has allocated 10 billion to set up the Inno-Hong Kong research clusters at the Hong Kong Science Parks, aiming to develop Hong Kong as the hub for global research collaboration. AI Out at Inno-Hong Kong is one of the research clusters, focusing on AI and robotic technologies. Currently, 14 research laboratories have been admitted under the AI Out at Inno-Hong Kong, covering AI-driven big data analytics, AI chips, Fintech, robotics, as applied to various sectors such as healthcare, logistics, and constructions. A new Inno Hong Kong Center is recently established by Hong Kong University of Science and Technology in collaboration with 4 other local universities to conduct R&D specifically on generative AI technologies and the development of a Hong Kong-based large language model. The center will develop a series of open source foundation models and technologies related to text and image generations, medical diagnosis, legal application, and conduct studies on the appropriate guidelines related to applications of AI technology. Recently, generative AI has drawn significant attention for its potential to augment human creativity. There are certainly opportunities for government to adopt generative AI. Examples like to reduce the efforts of preparing chatbot knowledge base, to enhance the efficiencies in drafting emails and correspondence, summarizing documents, developing public materials, and to help handling public inquiries by summarizing and categorizing them, or even drafting replies. While generative AI holds immense potential and capabilities, it also comes with inherent challenges. Generative AI systems may produce outputs that do not align with realities or certain details that are not present in the input data. It is because language models are probabilities distributions over a sequence of words, but not the knowledge models. They cannot reason out what their words convert. As a result, AI hallucination may occur. Meanwhile, the potential legal liability and obligations of the AI-suggested actions and generated response are unclear. Since generative AI surface mostly leveraging on computing power of the public cloud, user input may be reviewed or used for retraining the model to improve accuracy, which can lead to privacy issues and potential leakage of sensitive data. Moreover, the ownership of AI-generated content is also unclear. It may raise questions on whether the AI system creator, the user, or the AI itself should hold the rights to the generated contents. Also, generative AI systems can potentially generate content that infringe on existing copyrights. Drawing on the reference to the AI guideline published by the Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data, my office also formulated the Ethical AI Framework in 2021 to provide government departments with a set of practical guidelines when implementing projects that involve AI technologies, and to identify and manage the potential risks of concerned projects and other issues such as privacy, data security, and management. We further update the frameworks this August to incorporate potential areas of concern and suggest tips related to generative AI for departments' reference. It is also being uploaded onto my office website for general reference by the industry. As I mentioned earlier, the government is planning to adopt AI and other advanced technology to expedite the digital transformation of public service. To this end, we have embarked on an e-government audit program for all government bureaus and departments. We will complete the audits by the end of this year and implement more than 100 digital government initiatives in the coming 2 years for providing more convenient digital service to the public by leveraging advanced technologies. These new digital government initiatives can ride on various central digital infrastructure platforms and services implemented by my office, including the government cloud, the big data analytic platforms, shared blockchain platforms, and chatbot as a service, and the iAmSmart. Talking about iAmSmart, thanks for MPFA's support to adopt iAmSmart for the MPF intermediates to log on to its e-service since 2021. The eMPF platforms to be fully launched in 2025 will also adopt iAmSmart. It is expected that about or more than 4.7 million now, the scheme members can use iAmSmart to access eMPF platform more conveniently. I'm really looking forward for the two teams to partner together to promote the both services to achieve a collaboration and a more convenient service to our users. In order to promote the wider use of blockchain technologies in the government, we launched the shared blockchain platforms last year for government departments to develop blockchain application more flexibly and conveniently. The shared blockchain platforms support several popular open source blockchain frameworks and provide major services include blockchain as a service, smart contracts, and interchange service. It is expected that service will be launched to the public progressively within the next year, covering various licenses and certificates, including fire service certificates and license, school registration certificates, etc. Another digital service government initiative is eProof. It aims to issue and verify license and certificates electronically by using blockchain technology. It's already made available for use by government department this year. There is no doubt that AI and big data are important technologies to promote smart city development, and their applications can help provide data-driven public service. To facilitate government departments to implement more projects using AI and big data analytics, my office launched the Big Data Analytic Platforms in 2020. The platforms support more than 15 AI and big data analytic projects, such as the traffic data analytics systems that I will introduce to you later. In June this year, my office launched a new shared chatbot infrastructure, namely Chatbot as a Service, with ready-to-use building blocks to facilitate government departments to implement more chatbots for enhancing user experience for government services. Spatial data is also an important element in enhancing e-government service. And last year, the government launched a map-based digital infrastructure, the Common Spatial Data Infrastructure Portal, to open up and share spatial data. CSDI now provides over 700 spatial datasets from over 50 government departments, covering data on planning, lands, buildings and works, maps and 3D pedestrian network, census and valuations, statistics, on-street meters, parking spaces, etc. It provides government departments as well as public and private organizations with an information infrastructure to support geospatial analysis applications and other smart city applications. To encourage and facilitate wider adoption of INT in government departments and promote active participation of our local players to assist departments in adopting various technology solutions, my office established the Smart Government Innovation Lab, or Smart Lab, in 2019. To foster the culture of innovation in government, Smart Lab rolled out the Catch the Innovation campaign this year, which covers a series of AI seminars, workshops, and innovative competitions. We received more than 70 innovative proposals from government colleagues. The winning proposal will be put into pilot use in concerned department to maximize the full potential of AI. AI indeed brings public service to the next level at all fronts. Taking an example of a search and rescue operation that took place under extreme weather conditions earlier in October. In a race with time to search for a missing teen, the Fire Services Department deployed a drone to take more than 10,000 pictures of a mountainous areas as large as 1,900 football fields. They then used AI photo analytics to help find the missing teen. The use of AI has significantly reduced the times required for manual inspections of photos and greatly enhanced the efficiency of mountain search and rescue. Open data is another field for AI development, providing raw material for training and improving AI models. The government announced the open data policy in 2018 to promote the open up of data in machine-readable format. Currently, more than 5,200 datasets from over 100 data providers are available on the open data portals for free use by the public. With over 50 billion downloads records in 2022, open data is well received by our industry and general public. The combination of open data and AI technologies can greatly enhance public service. The traffic data analytics system is a good example for integrating multiple traffic and weather open data set and applying AI technologies to improve traffic management. Data sharing among government departments is also crucial for creating more convenient service to the citizens. As such, we are now implementing a consent data exchange gateway. The underlying idea is, with citizens' consent, government departments can share those information previously provided by the citizens to facilitate their application for government service without the need to provide the same information repeatedly. The CDEG will further link with the commercial data interchange of the Hong Kong Monetary Authority to enable data interchange between government departments and the financial institutions upon the authorization of their customers, so as to greatly enhance the Know Your Customer progress. Looking ahead, the government will set up a digital policy office next year. The new digital policy office will be responsible for formulating policy on digital government, data governance, and information technology. It will consolidate information technology-related resources within the government, promote the opening up and sharing of data, and coordinate with departments to offer more digital service. The government will continue to leverage AI on the implementation of digital economy and develop smart city initiatives, enabling the public to enjoy day-to-day convenience and injecting new impetus to economic developments. With that, thank you, and I wish you all a most rewarding experience.
Thank you, Engineer Wong. Thank you. Please remain on stage. We have received some questions for you. But due to limited time, I have chosen one for you.
Okay.
What are the challenges faced by the local R&D community in engaging in AI-related research activities? Engineer Wong, over to you, please.
Okay. I think currently the challenges faced by our R&D communities are varied, and it also depends on the areas of AI research they are doing. But the one most important element is the shortage of computing power. The high cost of the AI computing equipment and also the data security is concerned when using commercial services like cloud computing service to conduct their AI analytics. Although major universities and research institutes provide a certain degree of computing power and support their own research, they are unable to support large-scale model training due to the distributed computing power. Even for small-scale model training, researchers may have to pay extra money to rent commercial and domestic computing power due to the limited support of the computing power resources. While some public cloud operators can provide more economic options for AI computing resources, if sensitive research data or corporate internal data is involved, companies will prefer to retain their data in secure facilities and within Hong Kong. It is essential to have local AI computing power to support all these research and developments. So the establishment of the AI supercomputing centers in Hong Kong can provide large-scale computing power for our local universities and research institutes, improving the efficiencies of research and resource developments, deployments, and at the same time provide secure, reliable, high-speed, and high-efficiency data storage and retrieval to help our researchers to make full use of the computing power provided by the centers. And the government is actively exploring, together with our cyberport, on other relevance, facilitation, and promotion schemes to support our local researchers and universities, as well as our local SMEs, to make good use of these computing resources provided by the cyberports. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Engineer Wong, for sharing your insights and giving us a better understanding of the latest developments of AI in Hong Kong. Engineer Wong, thank you. Please be seated. Next, we are honored to have Ms. Ada Chung, Privacy Commissioner for Personal Data, to speak on the topic, Addressing Privacy Risks in Fintech, Safeguarding Data Security. Let's welcome Ms. Chung. Ms. Chung, please.
Chairman Ayesha, Yan-chee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. First of all, may I thank the MPFA for having me today. As a privacy regulator, I have been dealing with a lot of privacy issues relating to the development of fintech all these years. And I would like to share with you some of my observations and thoughts on how to address privacy risks in the development of fintech while highlighting the need to safeguard data security in this particular section. And I believe that data security is a very important topic nowadays. Let's start with some good news. According to a global survey on 18 markets, customers trust the financial sector over the use of their personal data. And if you take a look at the chart to the right, actually banks were ranked the most trustworthy sector among other sectors when it comes to the use of personal data. And you will see that the insurance or the financial services providers were ranked the third in the overall ranking. And when it comes to the question of customers' trust in banks to handle their personal data, Hong Kong actually ranked 6th among the 18 markets surveyed, placing us in the top 30%. In other words, in general, customers in Hong Kong do believe banks in the handling of their personal data. However, an important question is, does this same level of trust apply to fintech? If we see fintech as a combination of financial services and technology, as this slide shows, you might argue that the same level of trust does apply. However, if you see fintech as something more than the summation of financial services and technology, as illustrated by the use cases set out on this slide, such as mobile payments, virtual banks, AI chatbots, insurtech, regtech, or even cryptocurrencies, you may begin to wonder if the same level of trust does exist. Indeed, with all these fintech use cases, I think one thing is clear. They all rely heavily on data, including personal data, whether for analytics, for decision-making, or for generation of content. And in fact, a survey found that 81% of fintechs identify data issues as the top technical challenge. Privacy risks. The reliance by fintech on data naturally brings about privacy risks. And today, I'm highlighting 5 of them here. Excessive collection of personal data, collection and use of personal data without notice or users' meaningful consent, lack of effective means to erase or rectify obsolete or inaccurate personal data, the issue of data security and also the obscurity of the identities of data users and data processors. To illustrate this with two examples, let us think about the excessive collection of personal data, or rather, the risk of excessive collection. Nowadays, as engineer Tony Wong has said, AI models collect and hold a vast amount of data, including personal data. Virtual banks might collect information such as customers' IP addresses, their locations, or even their online behaviors. But all this, I think the essential question is, are all this information necessary for the operation of the virtual banks in question? Bearing in mind that under the Privacy Ordinance, only adequate, necessary, but not excessive information might be collected for any particular lawful purpose. Another example is the use of customers' data without consent, or the collection of their data without proper notice. Under the privacy law, you may not use customers' data for a new purpose which is different from the purpose for which the data was collected in the first instance, unless you have customers' prescribed consent. And prescribed consent under our law means express and voluntary consent. However, in the course of effecting a mobile payment, for example, the company might be collecting your phone numbers, locations, transaction records, or even your ID numbers. And all this information may be used to do what? To profile you, or even to do credit scoring. Insofar as such profiling or credit scoring constitute new purpose, the bank or the company in question will need to obtain your prescribed or new consent. So these are the privacy risks inherent in the development or use of fintech. Yet, despite all these risks, there's another side to the coin, as Chairman Ayesha has said, benefits. If we are able to address or contain all these risks, the benefits of fintech can be huge, such as increased customer trust, greater market penetration, better regulatory compliance while leveraging innovative advancements. Take the example of the eMPF platform. I think I must say something about the eMPF platform today in this particular conference. I believe that once the platform is built, it will help to standardize, streamline, and also automate the administration of the eMPF regime. And the benefits are huge. And it means benefits for all stakeholders in question, whether they are the employers, they are the trustees, or they are the scheme users. And I think that the benefits is in terms of both efficiency and cost. So it will bring huge benefits if you are able to leverage the technology, if you are able to address the privacy risks involved. I think the benefit is huge. So much for the good news for the time being. Let us look at the bad news. The bad news is that cyber attacks are rising with more and more cases reported. From this slide, you will see from the chart to the right that there were over 1,800 publicly disclosed cyber attacks globally in 2022. And the figure is more than double that 5 years ago. So in 5 years, the global number of publicly disclosed cyber attacks actually doubled. And if we take a look at the financial sector, you see from the chart in the middle that there was an almost twofold increase in the number of cyber attacks in a year in the finance, insurance, and credit sector in the UK. And if we look at the number of cybercrimes in Hong Kong, and this figure is from the police, so they are very reliable figures. That is the chart to the right. You see a threefold increase in the number of technology crimes in Hong Kong in 5 years. And if we look at the global incidents, some examples will tell you what is happening now. We found that financial firms are the prime targets for cyber attacks, apparently for two reasons. They are seen to be rich enough to pay the ransom because they are financial firms, they are making good business. And secondly, because they hold a huge amount of personal data. So there are apparently two reasons why they are the prime targets. And if we take a look at the example of the Australian Medic Bank, the insurance company suffered a breach that began with one single employee's account. That account, with preferential access to the company's internal systems, was hacked and sold in the dark web. And hackers, using the credentials of that account, gained access to the internal system of the company. As a result, apart from very strong reactions from the customers and also the regulatory authorities, actually, the company suffered a loss of customers' data of over 9 million customers. And this has invoked huge reactions in the market. And this actually also led to the loss in the company's market capitalization by about 1.8 billion Australian dollars, which is equivalent to about 9 billion Hong Kong dollars in just one day. Can you imagine? Can you imagine that a market cap of about 9 million can be wiped out overnight by the hacking of one single employee's account? I think this example is very illustrative of the scale of the damage that can be caused to the company by a data breach incident. And in another case, which involved a US company, Nelnet, the company provides loans to students. And as a result of a data breach incident, the incident actually exposed the records of 2.5 million student loan borrowers. In other words, by taking a look at two simple examples, you will see that the impact of a data breach incident can be beyond imagination. Back in Hong Kong, I think you will remember the successive hacking attacks suffered by some public organizations in September this year. And to properly assess the situation in Hong Kong, my office, together with the Hong Kong Productivity Council, jointly released a survey report on the cybersecurity readiness of Hong Kong enterprises in November this year, last month. We found that 73% of the enterprises surveyed encountered at least one type of cyber attacks over the past 12 months. And this was actually a record high figure. And actually, this was mainly attributable to a 10% point increase in the number of cyber attacks suffered by SMEs over the same period. So according to the record, the percentage of companies affected is actually up to 73%. Against this backdrop, I would advise you to proactively enhance your data security measures and systems to prevent malicious attacks on your information system. I've set out on this slide some of our recommended measures, including establishing data governance and organization measures, adopting risk assessments, adopting technical and operational security measures, managing data processes. For those of you who have briefed out the data processing procedures or the whole process to outside third parties, the taking of remedial actions in the event of data security accidents, and also the continuous monitoring, evaluating, and improving of the data security systems to make sure that they are effective and remain relevant at all times. While I advise you to take proactive measures, my office, as the regulator for the handling of personal data, also take proactive actions. Our first approach is inspections. Under the privacy law, I do have power to carry out inspections of the personal data systems of companies. And in the past few years, we did carry out a number of inspections. The more recent one being the inspection of the data system of CA Bank Limited, which holds the personal data of over 700,000 customers. And other than inspections, we also carry out compliance checks, either on our own initiative or as a result of the receipt of any data breach incidents. And you can see from the chart to the right that we carried out on average over 340 compliance checks every year. I believe that other than ensuring compliance with legal requirements, in particular the requirements of the privacy ordinance, these inspections and compliance checks will help to minimize the risk of data breach of any organization. And on the subject of data breach, I would strongly advise you to prepare for the contingency of a data breach rather than wait until the event happens before you respond. In other words, you should prepare yourself in advance by putting in place a data breach response plan, which to set out how your organization should respond in the event of a data breach. And the plan should also set out a set of procedures to be followed in a data breach, and also strategies for identifying, containing, assessing, and managing the impact brought about by the data breach incident from start to finish. Essentially, the plan should be able to enable you to have a quick response to any data breach incident, and to be able to effectively manage the data breach incident. I would say it is just like a fire extinguisher. If you don't have one in place, it is very easy for a small flame to set the whole building on fire. And in the event a data breach incident occurs, I've set out a 5-step approach here to handle a data breach incident. The 5 steps are gathering essential information immediately, to ascertain the nature of the breach, the cause of the breach, and also how did it happen, the time of the breach, containing the data breach, assessing the risk of harm, considering the giving of data breach notifications, and documenting the breach. The 5 steps can take place in parallel, almost simultaneously, to cope with the crisis of a data breach. I call it a crisis because a data breach can cause significant damage to the goodwill and also the reputation of an organization. And it can also wipe out, as in the case of the Australian Medic Bank, the market capitalization, a significant proportion of the market capitalization of an organization just overnight. And when a data breach occurs, I will also advise you to file a notification with my office and to notify the affected data subjects as soon as practicable. It is because even if you don't file a notification with my office, what would happen? I will receive media inquiries. I will receive complaints. I will receive inquiries from members of the public. So I will advise you to be as transparent, to be as accountable as possible in order to maintain the organization's goodwill, and also the organization's reputation. In addition, I believe that once a report is filed with my office, we will be able to provide you with advice and assistance in the handling of the crisis. To complete the picture, instead of adopting ad hoc or piecemeal measures to handle the data held by an organization, I would advise you to take a systematic approach by adopting a personal data privacy management program, or in short, the PMP. What is the PMP? The PMP is essentially a management framework for the responsible collection, holding, processing, and use of personal data by an organization. And the benefits of having a PMP are obvious, other than ensuring compliance with the legal requirements, the privacy ordinance. It will help you to minimize the risk of a data breach incident, handle a data breach effectively, and also to build trust with relevant stakeholders, including your customers, your employees, and also to enhance the corporation's reputation and competitiveness. For those of you who are interested, I've included on this slide some of the guidance notes published by my office so that you can take a look at them when you have time. In particular, I will recommend the guidance on data breach handling and data breach notifications, and also the guidance note on data security measures for ICT systems to you. For those of you who are using or adopting AI techniques in the provision of your services, you can also take a look at our guidance on the ethical development and use of AI. And I hope that these tools would help you embrace fintech's benefits while addressing privacy risks. And with that, I've come to the end of my presentation. Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chung. Please remain on stage. I have picked an interesting question from our audience for you. The eMPF platform will store personal data of a lot of employers and employees in Hong Kong. What are the key privacy risks that individuals and organizations should be aware of? And what steps can be taken to mitigate these risks effectively? Ms. Chung, please.
Thank you. I think in this venue, a question on eMPF is inevitable. Can I take a look at my slide again? Because I think I've set out all the privacy risks on one particular slide, which is slide number 4. Thank you. To answer that question, let me turn to slide number 4. Yes. If you talk about privacy risks for eMPF platforms, I've actually covered all these privacy risks in relation to the development of fintech in my presentation. And I would say that all these risks, they apply equally to the eMPF platform. In particular, given the huge amount of data collected, which will be collected and used by the platform, I would say that you need to be careful about excessive collection of personal data and also about the use or transfer of personal data. On the question of collection, for both employers and also for scheme users, I would advise you to be careful about the amount of data which will be collected from the scheme users, because under the privacy law, only adequate, necessary, but not excessive data may be collected for any particular purpose. And that is why I think it is very important for operators of the platform to make sure that they comply with the requirements of the privacy ordinance. Another issue which I would possibly highlight here is the use or the disclosure or transfer of personal data. Because as I understand, for the eMPF platform, the data will be shared among the trustees, correct, Yan-chee? So you have committed to that. If insofar as data is shared among the trustees, that constitutes a use of the data under the privacy ordinance. And if that is a new use, you will need to obtain the scheme users' consent. But of course, if you have already included this particular use in the personal information collection statement, that will be covered by the scope of the MPF platform and also the operation of the eMPF platform. And there is no need for any new consent to be obtained. Needless to say, given the huge amount of platform, I do advise that strong and robust technical measures and operational measures be in place to safeguard data security. Nowadays, data security, I think, is a very hot issue, and you have to safeguard the data in the eMPF platform very carefully, especially when it involves financial data of individual employees, and especially when it involves a huge number of employees. So my third piece of advice is do safeguard your data very carefully by adopting, I would say, the top-notch technical measures and operational measures. On your second question, what steps can be taken to mitigate this risk? Part of my answer would be it's important to adopt privacy by design and also to carry out a privacy impact assessment before the launch of the eMPF platform. And for operators of the platform, I will also advise you to adopt a robust data governance regime by, for example, putting in place a privacy management program and appoint a data protection officer to oversee the management of the program and to ensure that the requirements of the privacy ordinance are complied with. And for users, scheme users of the platform, my office has been giving advice to consumers from time to time. They need to use strong passwords. The first thing is to use strong password. Don't use passwords like 11111 or passwords like password. Password means password, P-A-S-S-W-O-R-D. We come across this kind of situations from time to time, and I really advise you to avoid making that kind of mistakes. The second point is for users, you will need to check your accounts from time to time to spot any irregularities or mistakes in your account. If there are irregularities, report it to the operator, report it to the platform. If there are inaccuracies or mistakes in your account, you will need to ask the operator of the platform to correct those mistakes in order to avoid mistakes adding together to form bigger mistakes. So I hope that I've answered your question.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much, Ms. Chung. Please be seated.
Thank you.
Thank you, Ms. Chung, for sharing your advice and insights. We all have a better understanding about privacy risks and steps to mitigate such risk. I hope all of you have enjoyed the section so far. Now we will take a break. We will start the second part of the symposium at 4:25. We have prepared some refreshment for you outside the hall. Please enjoy and come back at 4:25. Thank you. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. Before the break, we learned the latest development in AI in Hong Kong and the privacy risk in Fintech. Now, may I invite Mr. Alex Cheng, General Manager of Digital Transformation Division of the Hong Kong Productivity Council, to share his views on keeping pace with emerging trends in cybersecurity. Mr. Cheng, please.
Ayesha, Yan-chee, distinguished guests, ladies and gentlemen, good afternoon. It is my honor to present in today's MPF Symposium. In the beginning, GCIO Tony has shared about how AI can enable a smart city. And then Privacy Commissioner Ada talked about the data security. And in my presentations, I'm talking about both. That is the dark side of AI and how it impacts cybersecurity. First of all, let me briefly introduce Hong Kong CERT, Hong Kong Computer Emergency Response Team. I think we can help you because which is a free services that can provide cybersecurity advisory to all of you. Hong Kong CERT is managed by HKPC Productivity Council and founded in 2001. And it is fully funded by government, and we run round the clock. And each year, we actually handle incidents around 7,000 to 8,000 per year. And we publish security guideline, security bulletin, and media message around 300 per year. Hong Kong CERT is actually acting as a hub between Hong Kong and international. And the CERT actually is a global network, and we exchange incident and the threat intelligence. For example, some cyber attack happens in United States, then they may share with us, it may be happening in Hong Kong very soon. Then we also collaborate with other CERT, for example, CN CERT for China, JP CERT for Japan, so on and so forth. And locally, we also work closely with government, that is OGO government CERT. They are taking care about the government departments and bureaus, and for us, it's more serving the public and generals. And then if there's some cases that we need to refer to police, then we also connect with them and refer some, maybe some intelligence or maybe some more details, threat status that they can continue their investigations. And there are three major functions of Hong Kong CERT. First is monitoring and alerts. Secondly is technical advice. We have a 24 hours hotline. You can copy it down. And we also have some QR code at the end. You can scan it. Then you can stay connected with us. Then you will know what is the cybersecurity posture in Hong Kong. And we also publish research and insights. For example, we may study IoT cybersecurity, malware analysis, etc. And we also publish a free incident response guideline. That is, if unfortunately you're attacked by ransomware, what you need to do, what are the follow-up actions, then you can also go to our website and download the guides. And each year, you actually forecast what are the major risks in attacking Hong Kong. And in February this year, we identified there are 5 risks, and actually few of them have spot on. For example, the identity threats, attack using AI, and crime as a service. And we are now busy forecasting the 2024, and we will announce it soon in the February coming months. Before I go into the dark side of the AI, I want to do some introduction and some history about AI. I think many people talk about AI, machine learning, deep learning, generative AI. But do you know what are the relationship between them? I will spend a few minutes to explain. First of all, actually AI is not new. It's back to 1940s and 50s. Computer scientists, mathematicians, to discuss the possibility to have an artificial brain. At that time, AI is academic discipline. And in 1950, a famous mathematician, Alan Turing, published the paper Can Machine Think? And devised the test Turing test. I think if some of you have watched the movie Imitation Game, that actor is the Benedict Cumberbatch, is the one acting about the Alan Turing. And in 1980, AI is entering another stage called machine learning, where the computer is able to perform tasks without the need of programming. They could learn from the previous data, such as generalizing patterns from historical data sets by statistics. That's why we call it machine learning, because they learn themselves. And in 2010, a subset of machine learning called deep learning started to get popular. And deep learning is an algorithm called an artificial neural network, ANN. And the design of such ANN is actually inspired by the biological neural network of the human brain, leading to a process of learning that is far more capable than the existing machine learning algorithm. And the word deep refers to the number of layers in the neural network. That means how many nodes in the machine network, then you can tell it is a deep learning. And I think most of the people know about the generative AI. It actually emerged in November last year. It brought AI to the next level, where the term generative AI is the buzzword of last year. And after the launch of the ChatGPT, there are other generative AI tools such as DALL-E, Midjourney, Runway, etc. So back to the topics. Whether AI is a friend or a foe. The answer is it depends how you use it. AI can definitely help the cyber defense in the following way. For example, they can analyze the pattern, anomalies, the log, the cybersecurity, the files, etc. And also, it can help the detect of the malware because it can capture the behavior of the files more intelligently. And if something happens, it actually can automate the response that can save and also minimize the human errors. However, AI is so powerful, it is also a double-edged sword. We found bad actors and hackers is leveraging AI in different types of attack. For example, adversarial attack, phishing, deepfake, AI, malware, which I will go into more details in my later parts. So here is a very funny example. I think some of you may see it in the internet. It is about the adversarial attack. If you notice the card number plate, it's a technical statement. It's talking about if you capture my card number, I'm going to drop your database table. That means if your speed camera connected to the AI and try to insert the number or the character recognized, it would destroy the database. So actually, it is just a joke, but I want to use this example to illustrate what is adversarial attack. It means it is a deceiving attack to fool the AI using a strange input. So for more realistically, actually there's some academic research. It is from Google. If you notice there's a panda on the left-hand side, and there's some noise, they add up together, it can fool the AI algorithm, it can become a gibbon. Gibbon is a small ape with long arms. Then you may say, hey, it's too theoretical. Alex, I'm not working in a zoo, so I don't care about the panda and the apes. However, actually the AI is getting into our life. For example, autonomous driving. So there are some researchers has demonstrated, maybe I go over there. Originally, this one is 80 kilometers per hour. But they try to add some noise that you can hardly differentiate by the human being. It can recognize as a stop. So it is trying to fool the AI by adding some noise that human cannot detect. And on the other hand, you can see the 120 kilometers per hour sign. It actually adds some noise. It becomes a speed limit of 30 kilometers per hour. So you can see this noise actually can make the AI become stupid. And the toxic sign can actually cause real-world problems, such as road accident. Suddenly you ask me to stop, and suddenly you ask me to slow down. The other one is about facial recognitions. The idea is to include some objects on your face, such as the eyeglass. Then this gentleman is actually misrecognized as a beautiful lady. Then you may say, oh, it's just for fun. But no, you know there's many physical security access systems. It's based on facial recognition. Then you can deceive it. If you get the behind algorithm and find the loophole, you may enter the room of the chief executive and get into the room and get some private secrecy. So then you can see that adversarial attack is actually happening. And there's actually some study and make it happen that can go into your real systems. Apart from the adversarial attack, the evasion is just one off. That means we put some noise into the object. But there's another one attack, it's called poison attack, which is far more substantial. It's trying to inject some malicious data into the training data. For example, this one is also autonomous driving. By the picture on the left, it should recognize the pedestrians. But doing the hacking, people inject some malicious data and cause the AI cannot recognize the pedestrian. Then if this algorithm really go into our Tesla or other autonomous car, then you can see the consequences. So this is one side of those more theoretical adversarial attack, but something really happened in our world is a deepfake. I think many people have heard about that. First of all, I will quote some international news, then there are some local news as well. So actually in the right-hand side is a warning issued by FBI in 2022, June. Because at that time, if you recall, we are still in the COVID and then people will work from home. Then they issue the warning that cyber criminals are using those stolen PII and deepfakes to apply for remote working position. Because for US, there may be people that I can work from home, or maybe I work from other places. Then they can still access to the computer system, customer data, etc. Then they try to fool the online interview by some altered video or some images. I pretend to be someone you may know, or maybe the candidate that submit the CV. So there are actually incidents spotted out by FBI, and then they subsequently issue warnings. And another case that on the left-hand side is happened in 2019. It's a criminal case happened in Europe. The CEO of a UK-based energy company has transferred to $243,000 to a fraudster. The criminal actually using deepfake to impersonate the voice of the chief executive of the German holding company with the German accent. Because they know about the whole company structure and they have some video of this chairman online, then with enough digital footprint, they can train it and also mimic the voice so that even the CEO of the UK company cannot differentiate and transfer the money at the end. So then you can see it's actually happened in the real world. And also, not too close, it's come back to Hong Kong. There are 2 incidents happened in Hong Kong with deepfake. In January this year, on the left-hand side, actually, there's a man arrested for fraud and money laundering. They tried to fake 3 former colleagues by using a fake app that maybe I get your video of your face, and then he used it to open an account in virtual banks. And it can successfully get through the virtual bank KYC, and then he can loan 1.8 million Hong Kong dollar. And on the right-hand side, it is happening in August this year. 6 people also steal the other's identity card and then use the deepfake features and try to open accounts in a financial institute, bank, etc. At the end, they can borrow 200,000. So I bring up this case and try to see, you may need to catch up with the hackers for your KYC. You cannot just rely on a single video or static images to verify the identity of the people. But you may say, it's too far away. Then I try to make a demo of myself. This is myself. And this video is, I only use a laptop with a simple camera, and then I don't do any post-editing on the face. So all this is real time. You can tell who he is. I turn my face, it makes quite natural, right? And then another actor will come in as well. So I just want to demonstrate it's not too far, it's happening. Become Aaron Kwok. So it's also, I just capture one single image of Andy Lau and Aaron Kwok. And then I use the camera of a laptop, and then I instantly create this. Because I'm not too sure whether everyone know about Andy Lau and Aaron Kwok, I try to use a more popular star right now. It's a Gumby. So it's from Mira. So you can tell it's quite natural, and all of them can be made homemade. So then that's why people are warning you, don't get a video conference or video call, because if you capture one single image, I can become Andy Lau, I can become Aaron Kwok, and I can become Gumby. So we also have some recommendation to tell whether this video is deepfake or not. So these 2 actually is my colleagues. They are young generation, they are all Asian. But you can see this one is a Westerner and this one is an old guy. So we will try to use, move the hand in front of the camera. Then you may see that in the moment, it's not a half face, then they can recognize the original face. Because the AI algorithm need to recognize the whole face, but if you halfly cover, then that means it may be just not a human face, then it would show the original people's undercover, and you will see. You will see. This one is an Asian, so it's my colleagues. So you can see that you can ask the fraudster or someone you feel suspicious, try to move the hand in front of the camera. And then the other one is, if you have 2 objects, actually the AI would randomly pick one of the face. So you can see this guy, suddenly we become an old man. So if you receive some call, then try to ask them, pan around and see whether other people in the room, if the face has changed, that means this one is also a deepfake. So we try to issue these tips and help people, you may be easily to avoid these tricks. So an AI actually not just about deepfake, maybe I need to turn off this one. So for AI, not just about deepfake, but also it can improve the phishing attack. I think many of people has received phishing attack every day. Very typical is grammatical errors and also maybe unusual requests. But now it is more intelligence. It's going to scan through your network. Maybe go to LinkedIn, go to your Facebook and see all your friends and also your activities. I can imagine today, maybe I post my sharing today, then people may say that, I want to follow up with you about your deepfake talk. Then actually it may be grabbing your own data posted on the internet and then try to make up a phishing email more customized. And the last attack related to AI I want to mention is about the AI-powered malware. For ChatGPT, they have built-in capability to avoid generating offensive or unethical content. However, there are other variants of ChatGPT available on dark web, which is removed all these guardrail. And then they can help you to generate source code for malware and also writing very genuinely looking phishing emails. And apart from source code, AI can also make the malware is harder for the security tools to detect. Because the antivirus tools is actually recognizing pattern or the signatures. But if you keep generating different source code, and then your program generated would be different, then the AI is very difficult to catch it. So we can see all these tricks is making our cybersecurity very complicated. But talking about all these attacks, then I also have some recommendation. First of all, don't need to be worried too much, because in our real world, this kind of attack is not very frequent. So in our statistic, Hong Kong search, actually most of the attack is still phishing emails. And for the phishing email, because it's low cost and also easy to launch. So we want to educate people here and maybe also your staff about the awareness. Don't click, think before you click. No matter how much money your company has invested in the cybersecurity, even one user click the link and then provide their credential. Just like the example Privacy Commissioner has mentioned, it can cost you multi-millions of USD. From our Hong Kong search data, we have some figures. For this year, actually, we have processed around 14,000 phishing URLs, and it is increasing 20% year by year. And among all those attacks, more than 50% are phishing emails. And in early this year, we also conduct a survey jointly together with PCPD. We have seen that 96% of the company had encountered the phishing attack. And also, we see that some kind of new phishing is the AI QR code has been happening. So we would foresee this kind of technology would get into your email box, get into your SMS. So to stay attention whether something fits in, whether it's from a genuine person. So other tips is about backup. So it is always important you back up your data, but don't put your backup on the server, because when you get ransom, all of this would be encrypted and then you cannot save yourself. And there's a golden rule about the backup, 321 or some variation 32110. What does that mean? You need to at least keep 3 different copies on 2 different medias, and one should be offsite. And then another one should be read-only, and also you should try recover it, because most of the problem we see that after you take the backup, you didn't try to restore it. So you need to make sure it restore and it work properly. And another tip is, for men, you need to learn from your wife and the girlfriend. Adopt the zero trust principle. Never trust and always challenge. For example, for each system, you ask for login, it needs to be authenticated about their authentication, password, etc. Also grant them minimal rights. Minimal rights then access limited data. So even though your staff click the phishing link, it won't lose 9 million of the customer data. And you'll receive some instant messages. Try to phone your friend. Whether it's from you, then you will be safe, not easily by deepfake. So learn from your wife. They are cybersecurity expert. And finally, to stay up to date with the cybersecurity information, please subscribe to Hong Kong Cert. We have our Facebook, LinkedIn, and our website. And we also have some free material. For example, you can do a free cybersecurity health check. And also we have a very comprehensive incident response guideline. That is before, during, after, if you are hitting an incident, what you should do. And apart from Hong Kong Cert, HKPC offer different kinds of cybersecurity services, such as phishing, And also, we have a very comprehensive framework. And finally, we want to do some advertisement. We offer security training. So we can have general user training and also maybe cybersecurity professional training. So if you have any list, you can contact me. Then I hope we can help you. So I think that's all for my presentations.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng. Please remain on stage for questions. Due to limited time, I've picked one question for you from our audience. How can we strike a balance between the cost of cyber defense and the risks associated with cybersecurity? What are the priorities if the budget is limited?
I think it's a very common question we face from the small and medium enterprise because their budget is limited. But when we talk to them, do you have money to upgrade your Windows or maybe buy some backup software? They said no, but we found them, they pay for advertisement and try to advertising their company. So I think we need to strike the balance because the risk or the impact of the cyber incident is huge. According to a survey by Microsoft a few years ago, for the average loss, direct, indirect loss of a cyber incident, for mid-sized enterprise is talking about 40,000 USD. Then if you invest on just buying a legitimate Windows and firewall solution, antivirus, actually it may be just 2,000 or 3,000 US dollars. So you can measure it's 20 to 30 times difference. Then you all are smart people here. You know how to make the choice. And actually, something is free. And for Hong Kong Cert, we offer a lot of free advisory. You can go to our website. We have a list of free anti-malware tools. I strongly advise to install it on your mobile. Some people saying that, oh, I'm using the Apple or whatever brand is safe. No, because the phishing email go into your phone. If you click it, it pop up, then you also would be attacked. So, but for these antivirus tools, they can actually block the phishing link. It can already help you to save a lot of this kind of attack. And for others training, there are also free trainings offered by different cybersecurity institutes, such as Hong Kong CERT, HKPC, and Hong Kong IRC. I think there's many free support that can help the small and medium enterprise.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng, for the interesting sharing. Okay. Thank you. Please be seated. Now, let's move on to the panel discussion for today. The MPF platform is the most important reform since the inception of the MPF system. It is going to create a brand new user experience, lower administration costs, and expedite digitalization of the MPF industry. The MPFA and eMPF platform company have been working together in full force to advance the project. I believe all of us are looking forward to the upcoming launch of the eMPF platform. Now, our guests from the early adopters and eMPF platform company will share their views and visions on the topic, eMPF takeoff, charting the path forward with early adopters and platform operator. Let's welcome our panelists, Mr. Alvin Tse, Chief Executive Officer of YF Life Trustees Limited. And next, I would like to invite Mr. Thomas Tam, Chief Executive Director of China Life Trustees Limited. Next, may I invite Ms. Sana Lau, Executive Director of Bank of Communications Trustee Limited. Next, Mr. Eric Lui, Chief Executive Officer of eMPF Platform Company Limited. We are also pleased to have Ms. Cynthia Hui, Chief Operating Officer and Executive Director of the MPFA as the moderator. Let's welcome Cynthia. Now, we will move on to the panel discussion. Cynthia, over to you, please.
Thank you, Diana. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Chairman. Good afternoon, Managing Director, Mr. Cheng. This is the last session of the day, but I'm sure you will enjoy it more than any other session because we've got all our trustees here, our early adopters. We have to give them a big thank you. Shall we give them a big applause now? They are actually the most cooperative trustees in this room. I'm not saying that the other trustees are not cooperative, but our first three trustees being early adopters, I must say that they have helped a lot, and also along the way they have been sharing their experience in the preparation because they're ahead of the other trustees along the way during our regular sessions, our regular meetings, and so on. And today they're going to share more with you, not just the operation side, but also in terms of their strategy and insights into this new eMPF era and how they're going to move into this era, and also with Eric Loy being the CEO of our eMPF platform company, he will also be sharing with you some of the work that we're doing. You may be hearing things that you haven't heard from him before, so pay attention. So let me just very quickly introduce our panelists. Alvin, he's the CEO of YF Life, and Alvin actually became CEO of YF Life in the middle of this year. So his very first task is to be the first adopter and get onto the eMPF platform, the first one. So very good. And Thomas is the Chief Executive Director of China Life Trustees Limited. And Thomas is a veteran in this industry. Thomas has been in the industry for 30 years, something like. Oh, over. Okay. So Thomas has actually got a lot of experience and a lot of insights into how the industry is doing and how the MPF system should move on. So we're very pleased to have Thomas here with us. And Senna is the Executive Director of Bank of Communications. And she is an expert in compliance in the MPF world. And just to tell you a little secret, Senna was actually one of our ex-colleagues. So yes, so some of our colleagues here may know Senna. And Eric has a lot of experience in digital transformation. He's done that in a lot of other sectors, a lot of other major projects in other industry as well. So we're glad to have him to help us with the eMPF project. So without further ado, I'll start the session. And I just want to let everyone know that we have got a Q&A session at the end. And if you've got any questions you want to ask, please scan the QR code on your badge. And for those joining us online, you can just type in your questions, and we'll reserve some time at the end to try and answer some of the questions. So let me make a start. So Alvin, you're the first one to get on board the eMPF platform. So you're making a lot of preparations for that. What do you think is the most important thing that you need to do, and what sort of strategies have you got in terms of how you will actually leverage this first mover position?
Okay, thank you, Cynthia, for the compliments and the questions. Actually, we are very honored to be the first trustee to get on board to this eMPF platform, because it is a groundbreaking moment in the history of Hong Kong retirement scheme. And actually, at YF, we have identified some strategies that can make the most of being the first mover and stand out from the competition. First of all, I would like to talk about our strong brand presence. To be honest, YF Life may not be as famous as some of the big names in the MPF market, but now we are going to seize this opportunity and take full advantage of the awareness campaign and content marketing held by PC and PCB solutions. And actually, you can imagine when the word gets out about eMPF, Hong Kong people must hear about the name of YF Life. And actually, our brand will be on everyone's lips. So being the first trustee, we do enjoy being the free rider of this awareness campaign. But we are not stopping here. We will develop our own marketing strategy. For example, we'll be hosting exclusive seminars for HR specialists where we will share valuable insights about the platform and how they can benefit their employees. And also, let's not forget the power of social media. We will be engaging with our audience and showcase the incredible advantage of using our MPF scheme. Perhaps you will ask me why people will be interested in joining YF Live seminars or read our posts. The answer is very simple, because people's curiosity about eMPF is leading them to stick to us, because nonetheless, we are the first trustee. And by that time, we are the first trustee can offer them to the access to this powerful MPF administration platform. So we do want to take this opportunity to expand our visibility and build the trust among our potential customers. Okay, second, I would like to talk about the enhanced system capability. Standardization, streamline, automate, these are three key elements of eMPF platform. So actually, this is a golden opportunity for us to boost our operational efficiency and simplify our existing administrative procedures. So, and because with the unique functions of eMPF platform, we are the first one to enjoy this function. So we believe that we can somehow catch up to the market leaders and somehow surpass them in terms of operational efficiency, because we are the first one to enjoy these new functions and features. So we want to uplift our own system and also provide seamless experience for our team and customers. Last but not the least, we also we identify our first mover advantage is all about our resources reallocation. Like all the trustees sitting in this room, I believe we have invested a lot of our resources and efforts in the data migration and smoothly onboard to the eMPF platform. So once that was done, we are the first trustee to free up those resources and put into other important projects. And at YF Live, our priority will be given to enhance our customer experience. So one example is that is our all-in-one mobile app. We call it YF Link. So the name can tell you our customers can link up everything in this universe by using our app. So and actually by focusing on personalized service and also coming up with the innovative solutions that truly catered to the needs of our customers, we believe that we can maintain this first mover advantage well in the coming future.
Thank you, Alvin. I like your last point. You're the first one to get on board, meaning that you can actually release resources earlier and focus your efforts on doing other things like building better customer relationship and better member experience in using the eMPF platform. So I think you will succeed. That's very good. So move on to Thomas. Thomas, you being in the industry for the longest amongst our panelists here, I want to ask you two questions. The first one is to do with the industry as a whole. How do you think the eMPF platform will actually contribute to the long-term sustainability and growth of the MPF industry as a whole?
Thank you, Cynthia. Good afternoon, everybody. Answer your questions. We believe the eMPF platform will reshape the MPF ecosystem. As mentioned by Alvin before, it will automate the administration process of MPF scheme, thereby reducing our paperwork and manual processes. Thereby, ultimately will lead to our high operational efficiency and also helps lowering scheme administration fee of the MPF industry as a whole, which contribute to the long-term sustainability and growth of the industries. Besides, the eMPF platform will provide a centralized platform for employers and members with convenient one-stop MPF account management functions, including one-stop handling all the accounts and real-time viewing all the accounts. It is important to allow members to better understand their MPF accounts information and conduct more effective fund planning and management by making it easier for the individual to engage with their MPF accounts. We believe that the platform can encourage greater participation, which also contribute to the long-term sustainability and growth of the industries.
Yes, thank you very much, Thomas. I think you mentioned a very important objective of the eMPF platform, which is to lower administration costs and hence lower fees for scheme members. I think we all have to remember that this is our ultimate objective of the eMPF platform. So, Thomas, I asked you the second question, which is more specific to China Life Trustee Limited. How are you positioning yourself, and what steps are you taking to take advantage of this new era?
Okay. In order to better prepare for the launch of eMPF, actually we have deployed several strategies this year, such as product innovation, investment performance monitoring, brand building, and customer education. Regarding the product innovation, we aim to provide more fund choices to our members. And at this stage, we plan to launch several new funds in coming years with aim of diversifying MPF funds to meet the to meet the needs of our customers. Investment performance has already been the utmost importance of China Life's focus in helping scheme members to achieve their retirement goals. We will continuously strengthen our investment management capability, including continue review and monitor the fund manager performance, their risk control, and the portfolio management. Our two flagship products, Global Equity Fund and also the US Equity Fund, outperformed the peers after restructuring last year, which demonstrate our dedication in optimizing our investment management capability. We have been also enhancing our brand value through brand image building and market promotion campaign. With launch of eMPF, we will soon introduce a new eMPF corner to our official websites in order to provide scheme members with up-to-date and useful eMPF information.
Oh, that's very good. Thank you, Thomas. You have mentioned something very important, which is fund choices and investment return. Once the eMPF platform is launched, the administration will all be done on one single platform. And from then on, the industry will actually be competing on better performance, getting better return for the scheme members. So this is an area which I believe the industry should focus on. And as a first mover, one of the first movers, I think, Thomas, you've done very well in terms of making sure that you focus in that area. Thank you. Now let's turn to Senna. You will be the first trustee, Bank of Communications Trustee Limited will be the first trustee with the banking background to embrace the eMPF platform. So how do you think you can capitalize on this early adoption, and how do you think you can leverage on the platform to enhance your position in the industry?
Okay, thank you, Cynthia, and good afternoon, everybody. Actually, this symposium is a great opportunity to let more people know Program Trustee is one of the early adopters. So we will grab this great chance to share our view and to tell you more what we are going to do, plan to do, and our preparation work. And coming back to your questions, yes, we are the first trustee with banking background. So you know that our scheme members and the employers, they will choose a bank branch, convenience to them to submit the forms, to submit the RS, to make contributions, and to make inquiries. You think it is so convenient, and you think that we are facing a charge because after the onboarding, how can they do so? Just walking into a bank branch and they can get the same service from us, whether they can still submit the form, RS. Oh no, you think there is a charge. But on the contrary, we think that it is another opportunities to strengthen our relationship with our customer. It's because we will proactively to provide customers customized service support to different employers, members at different stage. It's because we know that some small size employer, SME or enterprise, they will need different support from us. And how about the scheme members? You know that some of the members, they will hesitate to use the mobile apps or use the online platform because they seldom use this high technology. And that is also another customer that we hope that we can assist them in adopting the change. We hope that he can feel that we are still with them, even after onboarding. Because we think that the more support we provide to them, we gain trust and loyalty from them more. So actually, we have started approaching them. We have let them have an idea about eMPF, what is eMPF, what they are going to do, what should they prepare for it. So they will know that we are program trustee, always with them, our back, always with them. They still can find it's very convenient. Just go to the bank branch and ask for something and make inquiries. And others, the customer service, and we plan to launch different campaign to our existing customer or the potential customer. And the campaign may be related to the onboarding, our new service. And because we will offer 1 or 2 new funds next year. So we're a series of promotion to promote our new funds. And because of that, we will start to revamp our website. We will revamp our mobile apps. We will provide more, maybe enhance our digital service so that they will feel, oh, we have a new program trustee. They will face a new service from us. And you see that the combination of our customized services or support, new funds will be available, and the convenience of the eMPF platform, you see what program trustee is going to do is so attractive, right?
Yeah, sounds like you've got a good plan, and not only just in one aspect, but in a number of aspects, like strengthening your customer relationship, your relationship with your customers, so that you can actually help them with embracing the new digital era. And looks like you are going to also upscale your digital services, which is very useful in terms of riding on the wave of the eMPF platform. And also, to keep ahead of all the others, you have to sort of maintain your presence, so you're running a lot of campaigns, that sort of thing. So sounds like you've got a very comprehensive and good plan. So now let's turn to our platform company, Eric. And in terms of launching the eMPF platform, obviously we need people to buy into the use of the platform. So for them to be able to buy into the use of the platform, you have to ensure that you create a very positive user experience so that people will like using the platform. Not just the users, but the trustees as well, but basically all the stakeholders. So Eric, what sort of plans have you got in terms of making sure that you will create a positive user experience?
Thank you for the question. I think I'll try to address the question in 3 fronts. The first one is promotion and marketing. So I think definitely, eMPF is a new thing to Hong Kong. So to start with, actually, we are going to have awareness program, which is going to be putting out by the MPFA platform company. So basically, the awareness campaign is going to set the scene to let the general public in Hong Kong to aware of eMPF is coming and what is eMPF about and what are the general benefits. And then we'll follow by the marketing campaign, which is mainly we're putting out by our contractor. The purpose of marketing campaign actually is going hand in hand with the awareness campaign. Marketing campaign, more specific, is really call for action, especially at different stages of the onboarding and the launching of the eMPF services. So to a certain extent, we might want employee to actually, be, aware of a particular action they have to take and a particular change of habits. So these calls or call for actions, exercise actually would be covered by the marketing campaign. So I think this is the first front. And the second front is really back to, the core or the services of the eMPF. So basically, eMPF, we have to provide a whole range of services, comparable or even kind of better than the existing, services, from trustee. By nature, is because actually we have everything one-stop shop under the eMPF platform. So we should be able to do better. On that, basically, we would have the service center in the future, definitely the contact center, and also through the communications with the members, with the employers, we also direct them, at the suitable time. So who to call whenever they need the assistance, whether they call our hotline first or under what circumstances they should contact the trustee. So these are all the informations we have to provide. And also we have the outreaching teams to help, especially SMEs, employers, who may find actually, setting up the eMPF and might be actually to set up some of the accounts for, automating their future contributions. If they find difficulty, they can through, our portal to actually make reservations or our hotline to make a booking. So the contractor would have teams of people to going up to the employer's office. So actually to help them to set up the eMPF account. So I mentioned about the service center, contact center, and the outreaching team, and definitely, we also have the technology side, portal, public website. These are the basic things. Okay. So for the portal, we have the employer portal, and also we have the employee side of the services through the portal, and most importantly, actually, we are going to have a mobile app. So today, actually, everyone use mobile. So we try to enable everything that can be, in the future carried out by the employer or employee. They can through the mobile to do, all these things. So and also actually we are together with a trustee. That's the third front. The third front basically is actually we're not just providing service alone. So our partner is really our trustee. So the eMPF platform in the future, we are also going to provide a trustee portal for a trustee to access their data through the system, so that to allow them to continue to provide additional function or residual functions to help the members or employers to further their business, using the data. So it's a very important interface with our partners. And also we are going to have a eMPF assistant portal. So this assistant portal basically is to allow the employer actually to assign someone, whether they are that can be a broker agent, that can be one of their staff, to help them to prepare a lot of the informations before the employer himself or herself go in, log in, and approve. So with this kind of services, they can allow the intermediaries in the future to actually to continue their business, to provide assistance to the employers. So I think these are the three fronts actually in the future that's going to actually provide, hopefully we can provide a positive user experience and attract people taking up eMPF.
Thank you, Eric. There are two things that you've mentioned that I think is very interesting. The first one is the outreach teams. We have a lot of small and medium-sized employers in Hong Kong, and they don't have a lot of resources. It's usually one or two one-man band, two-man bands, and they have a lot to look after in terms of their own business. So having outreach teams to reach out to help them install eMPF and teach them how to use it, I think that's very important, because we do have over 90% 50% of the employers in Hong Kong being small and medium enterprises. And the other point that you mentioned, which I find interesting, which should be comforting as well to a lot of our intermediaries friends today, here today. We've heard that there were concerns from the intermediaries that your role may be changed, that eMPF will take over what you're doing. But, well, listen to what Eric just said. He's even building a portal for intermediaries so that intermediaries can actually continue to assist their customers, continue to assist employers or employees, whoever they are your customers. So your role is still here, and the change in the law does not specify any change in role of the intermediaries. And we're building a portal to actually help you continue with what you're doing. So I hope this will dispel any misunderstanding of what the impact on intermediaries would be. Okay, well, let's come back to the trustees. We talked a lot about people having to change behavior, digital take-up, and changing from using paper to an electronic platform. So I'd like to sort of ask you, the three of you, what do you think what do you foresee as being the major change in customer behavior or engagement pattern? How would that change with the launch of the eMPF? And how would you leverage on this change? Maybe I start with Thomas.
Okay, thank you. We believe this huge reform of administrative process of MPF scheme will give a great convenience to members in managing their MPF accounts. And you know, they will easier for them to transfer their contributions and benefits based on the fund performance, allowing them to choose the best of the best across different schemes. And all this transfer process will be handled in one-stop platform. Overall, we believe there will be a high digital take-up as a result of the eMPF platforms. And China Life will leverage this opportunity to enhance the diversity and attractiveness of our fund choice. That's why that's why, as I mentioned before, we will enhance our new product innovation and strengthen our investment management capability to meet the changes of our customer behavior.
Oh, so back to the same point that you mentioned earlier, which is fund choice and investment performance will be the focus. And in the new era, administration being a lot easier and people are able to sort of change schemes, change funds a lot easier, you will see a lot of that happening. So people will pay a lot more attention to investment performance. So I think this is a very good tips for everyone. Senna, how about you? What do you think?
I think it's so sure that the scheme employer and the members can enjoy the convenience of the eMPF platform and the benefits of the centralization and the standardization of the administration process. So they may frequently to check the account balance, to monitor their investment return. And because it is easier for them, and they can independently to compare all the scheme and the service, and then make decisions, and then give instruction just through a mobile app. It's so easy, so that they will focus on scheme uniqueness, selection of fund choice, and the fund performance. And I think they may demand more personalized communications, useful information, investment recommendations, or fund information from trustee than more before. And so I think it is a great lead to offer a better MPF scheme and proactively to engage with the customers and collect their feedback about the onboarding experience, about the products, about the service. And because we hope that we need to build a stronger customer-trustee relationship and let them know that, oh, because they have received the same administration service, but how about the trustee? Who is the trustee? Which scheme they are participating? So we need to build a stronger customer-trustee relationship. So we'll design customized information, provide more useful information to them. And this is what we think.
Thank you, Senna. You mentioned that you will actually help us collect feedback from the users in terms of how they think the eMPF platform is doing. I think that would be very useful because we're very keen to hear feedback from the users, especially in the initial stage. So with the early adopters helping us in that way, I think that would be very good. We'd be very grateful for that. And Alvin, how about you?
Personally, I totally agree with Senna and Thomas. The digital nature of eMPF allows the members to access their MPF account easily, including to check their account balance and monitor the investment performance. So it may get people more engaged in their in managing their MPF savings. But when people are more aware of their MPF saving, they may realize that MPF itself may not be enough for their retirement life. Because as all you know that MPF is only one of the pillars to support their retirement life. So I think we will take this opportunity for us to let our customers to know more about their financial situation by offering them with different educational programs where they can find the necessary knowledge and the tools they need when they come to the retirement planning. At Wildlife, we also will develop different retirement products. For example, our annuity, we are also one of the insurance company in the market that we are pioneer with our annuity product. So, and also, please don't forget about our employer, because so far we only talk about our individual members, but actually our employers is one of the key stakeholders in the whole MPF system. So, so what's the change of behavior of employers? As Cynthia just mentioned, actually, when all the MPF administrative works are centralized in one single platform, that is the eMPF platform, so people or employers choosing MPF scheme will pay more attention on the fund performance, on the fee charged, and of course, the value for money. So I totally agree with Thomas that we need to strengthen our fund platform with wider fund choice and better fund performance. And on top of it, I think as an employer, they want to have MPF service provider, not just on the MPF alone, because they want to more in the era of eMPF. So we are prepared to enhance our other corporate solutions, say our medical insurance, group medical insurance, so that we want to make sure that all the employers, when they come to Life, they can have a one-stop and for their corporate solution. All in all, we just want to make sure that all our customers, including employers and employees, can feel secure about their financial future.
I think that's a very smart plan in terms of attracting the employers, being a one-stop shop, using this opportunity to actually provide other services to them, so that you can get more business. I think that's what you're here to do. So I think that's very good. And one other thing that you mentioned is financial education. I think this is very important, and I'm very glad that our early adopters trustees are going to do that, because we have a lot of grassroots members in the MPF system, because it's a mandatory system. And up till now, financial advice has been costly to them, and not a lot of them would be able to pay the price for any advice. But hearing what you just said, you will actually be thinking about offering those sort of financial education programs to them, and helping them decide and realize what sort of retirement savings they need for their retirement. So I think that's a very good initiative. Yes. Since we've all talked about products, new product offerings, and also service offerings, how do you think you can actually make use of the eMPF platform to make an impact in offering your new products and new services to your customers. Maybe this time I'll start with Senna, because you talked a lot about customer relationships. So I think in this area, you must have got a lot of thoughts. You must have put a lot of thoughts into it already.
Yes, okay, thank you, Cynthia, again. And regarding the products, and actually, as I mentioned before, scheme uniqueness, fund choice uniqueness, and the fund performance are very important. And so that's why we will provide and offer new funds next year, even though we have a very tight resources to prepare for the onboarding at the same time, because we still believe that a better MPF scheme is also very important to the scheme members, because we are talking about retirement planning. So that's why, and we must look at if they can compare all the schemes just for one platform, and scheme uniqueness is very important. So this leads to decide what selections of fund choice we can prepare for. And what we prepare for in the next year is basically this very unique one. And you find this is a program trustee over this new fund. And so besides of that, and I think service and customer service, we will explore and hope to keep exploring and developing innovative digital service. And we will think about the blockchain, AI, and something like ChatGPT. And besides that, and we think the education program is also very important. So because after onboarding, we have more resources. So we can prepare some education programs. For example, some investment related or retirement planning related. And because we are talking about new technology or something technology related, so that our customer will think that, oh, Trustee can offer us different program to them, that they will learn a lot from us. And so we hope that we can provide a better service, a better MPF scheme. Yeah.
Yes, thank you, Senna. Elvin, do you want to share your thoughts?
Actually, our focus is on using the how we can utilize the platform to promote the digital automation and try to minimize all the administration works that we need to do. So when we pass to the eMPF platform. So, but I would like to say that we are not stopping here. We will, at YF Life, are committed to this, to continuing this digitalization journey by creating our own tools, including our mobile app and our internal system for our intermediaries that complement the eMPF platform. Because we would like to make sure that with these digital tools, we can even in a better positions to provide the quality service to our customers. And also, recently I know that, people in Hong Kong, especially our employers, have been talking about how important it is for the companies to attract and retain talented people. So I think it is when it comes to MPF, as Cynthia, you have just mentioned earlier, all the trustees somehow on the level playing field when it comes to operation. So we need to ensure that our investment platforms is very competitive in terms of value for money. This is a baseline. But on top of it, we will also develop, as I just mentioned, want to develop all-in-one corporate solutions, including our group medical and insurance product. We will further enhance it. And also, we are now, we have been looking for other vendors. For example, the HR software companies that we can partner with and give value-added service to our employers' customers. And I also would like to talking about our intermediaries with the eMPF platform. In fact, be frank, some basic tasks, for example, PA consolidations, people may no longer rely on intermediaries for those tasks. So what they're really looking for, the quality of the intermediaries is how professional they are, how professional, and they can provide advice on the retirement planning. So in YF-Life, we will closely work together with our training departments to enhance our training programs, and also our product department to make sure that we have in our product share, we have all the retirement products so that our intermediaries can well equipped, no matter the knowledge and the products, to serve our customer.
That's a very good point. That's actually upskilling your agency force, because at the moment, a lot of the intermediaries are, as you said, filling out forms for customers, but in fact, they can actually add value to a member's retirement planning and savings. They can actually do more in terms of upskill themselves, give them more advice, and do financial planning type of work. So I think that's a very good idea. And Thomas, what do you think?
Yeah. As the eMPF platform can reduce most of our administrative work, apart from the product innovation that I mentioned before, we will reallocate our resources to enhance a dedicated customer support channel in order to ensure the customer needs and concerns are resolved promptly and effectively, as mentioned by both trustees. One of the areas we will focus on addressing customer needs, that is their future financial growth, as mentioned by the Alphons before. We aim to connect them with the latest market development information and learn more about the MPF products and services, so as for making an appropriate arrangement in achieving their financial goals. Besides, I think the platform will collect or analyze a large amount of data to provide insights into customer behavior or trends in trustee programs. If this big data can be transparent to the trustee, we think it will be better for us in developing products or services that to be better meet to our clients. Yeah, thanks.
Yes, we do plan to have a big data functionality built onto the platform, but we have to stress that there's no personal privacy issue. Those data would not be shared with everyone, because that's very important. We've just heard previous speakers talked about this area, and that's very, very important. So yes, we will have that sort of functionality available when everyone is on board after full operation. And I think that sort of big data analysis would be very useful, not just for us and not just for the industry, and maybe even for other researchers in terms of looking at how we can actually better provide for the retirement savings of the people of Hong Kong. Talking about data and privacy, protection of data privacy, I think I have to ask Eric this question. I know that he's a little bit scared about this question, but you have to answer it. Because of all the recent attacks in that sort of data hacking incidents, data leakage incidents, there's a lot of public concerns in this area. And what have you done, or what will you be doing? I know that you've done a lot and you will be doing more. I think it's an opportunity to tell all the trustees and tell all the intermediaries so that they get comfort, so that they know that you are doing the right thing. So what have you been doing or plan to do in terms of data security and cybersecurity, please?
Thank you, Cynthia. I think to address these particular topics, I think the first thing I would like to say, actually, information security is actually the core design of the systems. And not because of the recent incident, actually is start from the very beginning of the design. Okay, so at the design stage, even at the tender specifications at the design, so actually we actually built in a lot of security elements. And first of all, I think based on the scale of the project, so actually we actually having the government support. OGO has been participate in the design phase, actually given us a lot of directions, support in specifying the security features in the system. We also follow government standard, as well as a number of public organizations, similar security, design standard. Actually, we all take into considerations and adopt the best practice. Apart from the local, we also, take on, international best practices and standards. And all these standards, actually, when we apply to the systems, exactly what the previously commissioner mentioned. Actually, we take the approach by, privacy by design. So we are not starting applying this concept after the systems is getting ready. So it's really start from the design phase. Actually, we already built in these features. And also we have independent security auditor to audit all these features. So the audit actually comes in at 2 stages. First of all, at the design phase. And then, before the system launch, we will also do another audit to make sure that all these features are actually in place. And also, we take into consideration of any latest, developments, because this area is actually really moving fast. We might have, new attacks, and so we have to actually supplement additional, measures. So these are, basic things we have done actually, and also I think on the other hand, it's very important. It's really internal. So again, previous speakers also mentioned, if 1 million, investments on the protection, but just, 1 employee by mistake can cost you a fortune. So basically, so that's very important. Platform company together with MPFA. Basically, we have been practicing, IT security training and education for years, and not just, training, also tests. So all our staff must have to, participate and pass the test. So and all these, educations, will continue. And also, I think eMPF in the future is not just confined to, platform company. So our, stakeholders, our trustee partners, we definitely are going to work with them. As I mentioned earlier, we are going to have awareness and marketing campaign, and also I think information security is also an important message. So we also, will be incorporated into, all these, promotion program, and also, apart from the commercial side, we also would have the communication pack from the trustee to the members. So apart from telling members, what to do for migrating to the eMPF platform, and all these, important tips and also, matters to be aware of, especially regarding information security, we also would put in, into the communication pack. And from time to time, we will, promote, announce all these informations via our public website, portal, and more importantly, our mobile apps. So by doing all this, we hope that actually our system, when launched, is safe and also ongoing. It also help to, promote, IT security awareness, across, all the members, employers, and all enjoy very safe eMPF services in the future.
So it sounds like, to sum it up, you have already started well ahead of the system launch. At the design phase, you have already taken that into consideration, is that right? And you have already got security auditor looking at the design to ensure that the design is secure. There's no loophole in the design itself. And then you will also be doing security audits before launch to make sure that the system is secure and data put on the system is protected. And regularly as well, I think that you have got plans for regular security audit. Am I right? What about hacking? Do you have plans for getting white hackers? That sort of
yeah, thanks for asking. Yeah, so I can supplement on that. Actually, apart from all these, measures already taken. So we are also going to have, of course, we have a penetration test, all these standard things. And also in the future, every year we will have regular, security audit. And also, ethical hacking and all these things, actually, we are in our pipeline, already planned it. So we hope that we make sure that, the systems actually, while we grow the system function, the IT security features, it goes together with it hand in hand.
That's good. Thank you, Eric. I've covered all the questions that I wanted to ask the panelists. So I think there are a few questions from the floor. Let me just take a look. I like this one. This question might be from one of our colleagues, actually. How will trustees help and employ your resources to help us with encouraging scheme members to use the eMPF platform. So I think this is, must be a question from one of our colleagues, and making sure that trustees are going to help us. Alvin, do you want to make a start?
Okay, first of all, I have a great confidence in Eric's awareness program. So I think do believe that it must be highly effective to spread the concept of eMPF to the general public. But having said that, please rest assured that you will have full support from Wildlife. At Wildlife, we have actually developed 3 levels of marketing programs to promote this platform. First, we will use various marketing programs to arouse the interest and actually to generate interest among the scheme members. Especially nowadays, social media is very important. So we will make good use of our social media platform to reach out to wide audience and to highlight the advantage of the eMPF platforms. So our goal is just want them to further explore what is eMPF and how important the eMPF platform is for their companies. Next, we will target to our employer customers because especially the HR team and also the SME owners, because they must be actually highly likely to be interested in knowing the details, especially the functions and the features, because as you know, they are the one who on the daily operation related to all the MPF works. So we will be hosting some seminars and also the workshops that we will so that they can learn firsthand how to use the platform effectively. And then the last one, we believe that our agents plays a very important role in promoting the whole platform. And we saw that we will develop some effective training programs, cover all the aspects of the eMPF platform, including the benefits, the features, and function, especially on how they can make good use of the third-party portal to serve their customers and help them to manage their MPF accounts. So by transforming our agents into our marketing champions, we believe that we can effectively communicate the advantage of the eMPF platform to our customers, including our employers and employees.
That's good. Thank you, Alvin. I know that the agency force is very powerful in the insurance industry. So if you are prepared to leverage your agency force, that would be wonderful. What about you, Thomas?
Yeah, actually, we are quite similar to Alvin's mention. Actually, we have kicked off several engagement exercises this year before onboarding. The communication sessions to the employer regarding the eMPF onboarding arrangement and also the payroll integration. Besides, we have launched an e-enrollment promotion campaign this year to motivate the employer to enroll their new members through the online platform so that they have a warm-up exercise before onboarding and well prepared for it. In addition, an e-service web banner was posted in our website to encourage scheme members to use the electronic service. Upon implementation, we will continue to communicate with the employers and members through multi-channel. We will conduct seminar and workshop educating members and employers about the benefits and features of eMPF, and also as well as the advantages of using it. Besides, training session, as mentioned by Evan before, are very important for MPF intermediaries and internal staff. And we will also launch a new eMPF eMPF corner in our website. Also, we will collaborate with the eMPF outreaching teams to provide comprehensive educational program to the members how to get on board to the eMPF platform.
So you will actually have an eMPF corner on your website?
Yeah, we will soon introduce it to our website.
Right, I see. So that would actually contain information about the eMPF platform, how to use it, and what are the benefits, that sort of thing. Oh, that's very good. That would be very useful. Yes. And Senna?
Actually, it's, they taught all the tasks we are going to do so. But actually, we have our staff approaching our employers through client research. So we will conduct some member seminars and so that deliver the message to the employer and employees. Currently, they have idea about that. Because we have different communication channels, so we will make use of it, such as we will deliver the message through the e-newsletter. We can send SMS to them and just a simple message, oh, eMPF is coming, and they will arouse them, oh, there is eMPF. Maybe actually we will conduct our education program. We hope that they will also find that it's a confidence to go to the bank branch, and the bank branch will have some idea or some information that can give to the members or employees when they come to the bank branch, and they will receive some information or leaflets maybe talking about the eMPF or how program trustee can provide some customized service or support to them.
Well, I have to give a big thank you to all three of you because you will be doing a lot to help us promote eMPF and let people know about eMPF and helping them with making use of the eMPF system. I have one other question that is for Eric. We haven't actually specifically touched on this topic before, which is how to promote paperless administration. So I think this must be a question for you because in the future, the administration will be done by the eMPF platform. So how do you promote using paperless? Because I know that we are not mandating employers and employees to use the platform electronically. So how do you think you can help people get onto the platform and do away with paper?
Thanks for the question. I think two key points. One, I think, is we have to focus on our, core services really via the mobile apps. Okay, and I think previous speakers also mentioned about, the trustee also actually have a lot of plan to promote, mobile, promote electronic, digital uptake. So I think actually this is the trend. And at the same time, I think because in the past, 13 trustees might actually have their own, mobile app or portal, but now actually we standardize on one. So I think with platform company together, with trustee together to promote this particular mobile app as well as portal, I think definitely we can achieve more. So I think this is one of the key directions. And at the same time, it's really on the interfaces or collaborations with other peripheral services, especially like HR and payroll. Now, I understand that actually today, the trustee also assisting employer to go paperless, especially on the contribution side by using, a specific, HR payroll software with interfaces to the trustees' back-end systems. But again, today we have different standards for different trustees. But again, in the future, there will be only one standard in Hong Kong, which is the interface to the eMPF platform. So just like, today's HR payroll systems interface to the IRD, like the interface. So it's only one standard. So with that, actually it's going to promote, and also we are also doing similar things. Not similar thing, parallel. Actually, we are also promoting this standard interface to the HR payroll software industry. So we believe that, the software industry would respond positively. So these software in the future will also comes in with the eMPF, interfaces. So you will allow and also, assist the employer when they adopt HR payroll software. This, interface channel already there. So again, is actually to help, to promote paperless. They can, straight through, pass the data onto the systems. So I think these are the key steps, you know, and what I can see, you know, through the ecosystems actually, you know, is transforming the behavior in Hong Kong, both for the member and the employer.
So you have actually started engaging HR and payroll software providers much earlier on so that they will actually be ready when the system is launched. Am I correct? Yes. Okay, that's good. I see that we've only got 1 minute left, but I see a very interesting question. So maybe I'll ask this question to the 3 trustees. How do you envisage the role of trustees will evolve in the future with the introduction of the eMPF platform? I think this is an important one, how the role of the trustees will change. Shall we have 1 minute each to, you know, sum it up? How do you think it will change your life?
Okay. Actually, I think the most important duty of being the trustee will remain the same. That is to ensure the best interest to our scheme members. But on top of it, we also need to take another role that we need to be with our customers in this digital journey. We need to educate them and let them to embrace in this the new eMPF era.
Yeah, we believe the eMPF platform presents an opportunity for trustees to enhance the overall customer experience by leveraging technology. We still owe the fiduciary duties towards the scheme members. And now trustees focus on providing scheme participants with value for money, new product innovation, strengthening investment management capability, enhancing customer service as well as MPF education, so as to introduce a new value for money investment option for our customers.
Actually, I think that in the future, it will be a win-win situation. Because in the long run, the member will benefit from the enhanced product and the service provided by all the trustee and eMPF platform.
Thank you very much. Thank you to all 4 of you, all our 4 panelists. Shall we give them another big applause? So this comes to the end of the panel session already. We were already over time. Sorry about that.
Thank you very much to our panelists and moderator. Please proceed to the floor. This has been a really interesting and insightful discussion from different perspectives, from both the early adopters and also the eMPF platform company. We now know how the early adopters will leverage the advantages offered by the eMPF platform and their commitments. To wrap up today's symposium, let's put our hands together and welcome Mr. Cheng Yan-chee, Managing Director of the MPFA, to deliver the closing remarks. Mr. Cheng, please.
Okay, ladies and gentlemen and ladies, it's a long day, and now it's almost 6, so I will be very short. First of all, we'd like to tell you that whenever we organize an event of this scale, we are always reminded or advised by our chairman that we must make it very meaningful. Otherwise, you know, you have to take away something useful and rewarding and inspiring. Otherwise, we will be wasting your time. And from the number of people remaining, even though it's such a long conference, lengthy conference, I can see that many of you do find that this conference is rewarding and inspiring. So, well, first of all, the Acting Secretary for Financial Services and the Treasury graced us with a keynote speech reiterating the importance of the MPF system and also re-emphasizing the objective of the eMPF platform. This is very important to us because our goals, our objectives are validated by our senior government official. Okay, it's good to come from his mouth. We have been promoting this all along, but it is only we singing our own song. But this is validated by our senior government official because the whole government is eyeing on this eMPF platform would like to make it successful because we believe it that the platform is going to do all our working population good, as you can see from what the early adopter said. Tony mentioned about the smart city or e-government initiatives, and they have launched about 100 such initiatives. And interestingly, I think they are following our footsteps because they are going to finish it by the end of 2025, which is also our objective. We are going to have all the MPF accounts transfer or onboard the eMPF platform by the end or before the end of 2025. So incidentally, we have the same target timeline. And we also have collaboration with the government. We are making use of their I Am Smart arrangement. And Ada talked about privacy. Privacy is very important. And as a matter of fact, as mentioned by Ada, and also confirmed by Eric Lui, our CEO of the eMPF platform company, we have already included privacy in our design of the platform. And we are doing privacy impact assessment. We will do a lot of audits to make sure that, privacy is the most important thing we have to safeguard, because the platform is such an important infrastructure, which is holding a lot of our scheme members, employers' information, in particular the financial information. So we do have that. And there's one point I want to stress and emphasize and impress upon you, that training, as mentioned by Ada, is extremely important. And we have to make sure that our colleagues do comply with the requirements. Otherwise, one carelessness would risk you a lot of money. It's not just money, but also reputation and also the trust people put into you. So it is extremely important, and that we do in our MPFA and also, of course, the eMPF platform company, we do follow very strict requirement, require the colleagues to comply with the requirement, and any non-compliance will have consequences. So this is very important. And Alex mentioned about cybersecurity, and that is very frightening, actually. You have to make sure that you do spend resources in making sure that your infrastructure or information system is secure. And if you are in lack of resources, and Alex agreed to give you a discount for services, because they are HKPC, they are non-profit making body, and so we are doing something good altogether for Hong Kong. So I think he is going to honor his words to me. And the last but not the least program item, is about the panel discussion. I must say that I'm pleasantly surprised by the candid, unreserved disclosure of so many business secrets. They tell you everything. Because I still remember 2 years ago, when we talk about 2 or 3 years ago, when we talk about this eMPF, you can see that agony, the reluctance, the resistance on their face. But now you can see from their eyes, they're glowing with hope and eagerness. They are embracing eMPF platform because the more you know it, the more you understand it, that is for the good of their business, of course, and also the benefits of scheme members. So with the disclosure of so much business secrets, I would like to remind the big players, be careful, they are upcoming. So now the fact that you stay behind for so long means that I hope that you did get some rewarding and insightful and fruitful takeaways. And the fact that you stay until the end means that you are all very serious about this subject matter. This is indeed very important because we are doing something good for all the Hong Kong working population. And I do look forward to continuing to work with you to improve the MPF system and to work with you side by side to enhance the retirement savings of everyone. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Cheng. Thank you, Mr. Cheng. The MPF Symposium 2023 has now come to an end. On behalf of the MPFA, we would like to say thank you again for your participation. We hope you all enjoyed this afternoon. The presentation materials and video highlights will be available on the MPFA website shortly. We look forward to seeing you again. Thank you and have a good evening. Goodbye.